Hello and welcome to another live with the Perfume Shop, and we are looking at some iconic fragrances from Carolina Herrera and Paco Rabanne. We're not only looking at some icons, we've got some newness as well from both brands, and I'm joined by the lovely Conan Belletti, who's Head of Education.
Hi everyone, thank you for having me. Yes, I am the Head of Education here at Pooch. So we work across all the different brands from Paco Rabanne, Carolina Herrera, Jean Paul Gaultier, to name a few. But as Lee said, we'll specifically be focusing on the icons of Paco Rabanne and Carolina Herrera today.
So just to give you some tips on how you can shop while you're watching us, in the corner of the screen you're going to see the fragrances appear as we talk about them, and if you want to find out more, if you want to add them to your basket, all you have to do is click on the icon and the screen will minimize and you'll go straight through to our website where you can add to basket and you can also purchase straight away. Now, you'll also notice that we've got some people behind the scenes moderating the chat, so ask some questions, and you can see they've just said hello, so there's our lovely ladies from behind the scenes doing the moderation on the chat. So you can ask them questions, we'll also answer questions as well as we go through. So please do feel free to ask us anything that you like, and we will hopefully be able to answer. So we are going to start off with Paco Rabanne. Conan, tell us about Paco Rabanne.
Absolutely. So Paco Rabanne, Spanish brand. Really well. So it's a brand's motto is about dare to be different. So we've really tried to break the molds, do things differently, try and sort of change up the norms, if you will. So, you know, when we launched Paco Rabanne himself made these metal dresses.
Yeah.
So it wasn't about using sort of traditional needle and thread and couture and you know, that sort of real atelier. This was about using metal work and piecing it together.
They're quite futuristic.
They are really
very
futuristic.
kind of...
But if we look at sort of the dresses now, we still take inspiration of these dresses from back sort of in the early sort of 50s, 60s.
Yeah.
And we've got a modern twist. So our creative director now is Julian DeSena, who's taken over the helm of the brand. And he's really bringing in sort of that heritage, really sort of daring to push the boundaries, but also bringing in a more modern, wearable feel to our fashion lines as well.
And the fragrances, they've all completely changed over the last decade, haven't they, as well? So,
yeah.
You know, there's obviously been Paco Rabanne fragrances for some time,
yeah.
But really the first fragrance that we're going to talk to, the first fragrance franchise that we're going to talk about, really revolutionised the brand of Paco Rabanne, and that is 1 million.
Exactly. So our millions are... They came at a time where I think people were ready for change as well. So people were expecting different, we were talking about this before, and it came at a time where people were really open, it was disruptive, it was different, so it really sort of stuck to the brand motto. And Million is about, you know, getting everything at the snap of your fingers. It's about having that sort of exuberant lifestyle and really sort of showcasing your success.
It's very opulent, obviously, because look at the bottles. We've got a gold bar and we've got a diamond in front of us. And when did the men's fragrance launch? Because this is the original fragrance. This is the Eau de Toilette.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Eau de Toilette launched in 2008. So 2008, as you know, men's fragrances around that time were very classic. The design was sort of very simple, very sleek. And then, as Lee mentioned, this is a gold bar. Right, so it is meant to be something that you really want. It's desirable, it's shiny, it really does capture your eye. And even with the design of the bottle, what you can see, there is no cap. So the actual spray is built into the design. So it was a real nice touch of something different, but very, very innovative. So 2008 was 1 million Eau de Toilette.
And we've got other interpretations of the same fragrance, haven't we, as well?
Yeah, so the original, so we focus on the original now.
Yeah.
Very, very seductive. It is an ambery scent in there. And what you do have is you've got notes like mandarin, so a real juicy sort of mandarin. There's a little bit of sort of mint in there as well. Then you've got cinnamon, so the spice of the fragrance comes in. And then in the base, you've got a really beautiful leather tone as well. And some of those ingredients, when you talk about the cinnamon and the mandarin, what they're actually there to also be very sort of connectable and appealing to the opposite sex.
Oh, well,
so
that always works. That's what men want in their fragrance.
Absolutely. Who doesn't want to smell a fragrance on their partner and actually fall in love with the scent as well? So it's really complementing, very, very seductive. Now, as Lee said, we do have different interpretations of 1 million. So we do have a parfum version. So most men now are sort of, they love the eau de toilettes. They are really long lasting, but possibly they want something to last all day long, sort of that sort of 10, 12 hours. They want the higher concentration. So we do have 1 million Le Parfum.
Yeah.
Now in there you've got things like salted tuberose, but again it dries down to that leather base. And our most recent launch this year was 1 million Elixir. So
yes.
our most I just nearly forgot. Our most intense version of all the 1 millions, really, really beautiful. But all of these are based around this original scent. So this is the iconic scent.
These fragrances have always been in the top 5 fragrances in the industry, and certainly they're in the top favourites of our customers as well at the perfume shop. And it's really interesting, I think, because when 1 million launched, it knocked a very long-standing #1 male fragrance off of its spot for quite some time.
Yeah.
And it's still a massive, massive favourite for customers all throughout the country. Absolutely love it, and it's a very definitive customer who loves this. So a great fragrance. Father's Day is around the corner, so remember you might want to be looking at that as well. Now, tell us about Lady Million.
Okay, so Lady Million is the master brand, so it's the equivalent of that. She's very opulent, very seductive. Again, really enjoying life to the fullest. Now, as we sort of alluded to just before, this is based on a diamond, so much like the wearer, it's very multifaceted. A really beautiful fragrance. I'll let you spray that there.
Yeah.
This launched in 2010, so a couple of years later. This currently ranks at around #5 for female fragrances. So #3 in the UK for the men's, #5 for ladies.
And that's
really
amazing when you think of the number of women's fragrances that are launched every single year. To maintain that position, they're obviously doing something right. And if you haven't smelt it, do go into store and try it. But if you love it, this is a great, great fragrance. So Stace says that she loves this fragrance. It's an absolute classic. And Joy Midnight says still one of the best bottles for sure. We agree.
Yeah,
absolutely. We've got some amazing bottles to show you today, because that's one thing that you guys do absolutely brilliantly, is the innovation in what you do.
Absolutely. And again, we go back to that model, we dare to be different. So really breaking the mold, looking at what's happening, and then going a different direction. Because actually we want to be innovative, we want to be disruptive with that.
And talk about innovation.
Yes, so
that was a nice lead.
Wasn't it? That was a nice lead.
Yeah, we like the way that you did that,
yes.
Conan.
So our next, we launched this just last year. So this is our latest launch from Paco Rabanne. This is Phantom.
Isn't it great?
He's absolutely amazing, and there's so many firsts and real sort of disruptive elements to Phantom. So this is our first refillable Phantom bottle. So that's the 100ml that you can get the refill, and there's a 200ml in there. So that's a first for us. It's the first connectable bottle in the industry. Okay.
So when you see that icon on the top of the bottle there, what size is it connectable, Conan?
So the 100ml and
150ml, isn't it?
Yes,
yeah.
correct.
So where you see this little icon at the top there, that takes you to the Phantom Galaxy, doesn't it? Universe. Galaxy, universe.
Yeah. So absolutely. So when you buy a fragrance, you go, you fall in love, you take it home, and then sort of your interaction with the brand may be sort of very limited. What we wanted to do with Phantom is that make sure that we are connected with our customer ongoing. So as you connect, you go to the Phantom universe, and there's monthly drops, so different games, different filters, things on Spotify. Really, really great thing. You can add in your birthday or any date in the past, and it'll give you the top songs from that year.
Will it go back as far as?
I don't know if we go back BC, but we
before Conan.
Yeah, exactly. So before Conan, but we do go back to all the dates. So it's meant to be fun, engaging. It's a really high tech bottle as well. So really, really playful, but so many great aspects to the design. Also with the fragrance, I think it's great. It's very I can't say the word. Innovative. Thank you. But the fragrance itself is actually really beautiful. So it's a futuristic aromatic. Again, eau de toilette.
It's got a citrus note to the top.
Absolutely. So you've got lemon. So you've got a real citrusy lemon from Italy. You've got lavender 3.0. So the perfume has used different types of lavender to create a very bespoke lavender. And then you've got vanilla from Madagascar in this as well. And what's really interesting, so we work in an industry, there's loads of ingredients, loads of different fragrances. So lemon, lavender, and vanilla aren't unique or I would say, bespoke to this. But what the perfumer has done is actually pinpoint elements of each of those ingredients. So actually no other fragrance has these scent in it. So it's very unique.
How you've created the Lavender 3.0, I think is really interesting, because, as you say, it's often used in fragrance and it's such a different way to do it.
Yeah.
And it's really, really a gorgeous scent. And again, what you tend to find with all of the Paco Rabanne fragrances is the quality of the ingredients that are used really help with the longevity of it. And that's why I think there's been a massive success, certainly in the male market, for Paco Rabanne, because that's what men want. As Conan said earlier, when you spray a fragrance, you want it to last as long as you can. And unfortunately, men aren't generally, and I'm generalising, as educated on how to use fragrance as ladies. So they do tend to want something that is going to last. So again, another winner. And it's really exciting that obviously this launched last year. Have we got more to see from Phantom this year?
There's always more to see from Phantom. So Phantom, again, if you go to the Phantom universe, there's always monthly drops and newness happening. There's going to be, quite a lot. It is a new launch. It's a very big priority for us. So there is only more to come, obviously.
Well, we look forward to that. And obviously, go in, scan that, get into the Phantom universe, not Galaxy.
No, Phantom universe, and this is it. So if you are around a store, go into the store, and actually the test is the 100ml, so you can scan on your phone. It's got an NFC tag. So again, the guys in store can show you how to do that and give you a little sample of what that universe looks like as well.
Now, we said that we're going to look at the icons, but also look at some newness. And this is where we're going to have a look at 2 new fragrances that have just launched today. So this is really, really exciting. I haven't actually smelt these yet. So obviously we have Invictus and Olympia.
Yes.
So kind of tell us about these two franchises.
Okay. So in terms of sort of priorities, this is our 3rd biggest priority for Paco Rabanne. Million being first, then you've got Phantom, and then of course these are 3rd priority, but they're very, very big. So actually, Invictus for the UK market sits at number 5 as a male fragrance.
Okay.
So it does incredibly well.
Great.
Invictus, the original. So if we just when we look at Invictus and Olympia, it's about the gods and goddesses. So these are the originals. Here, if we hop them together. So this is about the gods and goddesses. They are a champion of everything they do. They strive for excellence. It's about the journey of victory and what it is for them. So the original for men we'll start with, and this is, it is an eau de toilette.
That's the original.
This is the original. And this launched in 2013. So a real scent for a hero. He's a godlike character, very charismatic, but plays a lot around sort of the sporting side as well.
Obviously,
of course, it's the trophy. The design is that trophy.
Oh, it's really gorgeous.
Isn't it? So what we've got in here, sort of aromatic tones. So it does play on more sort of, I would say, fresh, coming into sort of fresh, uplifting scent. What you do have is a marine accord, so that sort of aquatic freshness really bursting through. Then you've got things like grapefruit, so real playful zestiness, and then guaiac as well. So that is our original, number 5 in the UK, as I said, so really, really great. But you did allude to, we do have something new. So launching today, actually. So today is the launch.
How exciting.
Yep, so this is Invictus Platinum.
I'll just show you the original. And you can see the difference is?
Yeah, so the difference with this, it is an eau de parfum concentration. So the original eau de toilette, we're moving to an eau de parfum. And the concept around this is, we strive for gold, but for true gods, they want platinum. So this is about really surpassing, being the best at what you do, and really being a little bit disruptive on the way.
Oh, that's beautiful. Really lovely.
Really something, isn't it? So eau de parfum, in terms of the design, you can see the wings of the Invictus is now embossed on the front of the bottle as well. So really nice. On the top, you've still got the Invictus engraved in there, so it really sits in line with the other fragrances. From a fragrance point of view, grapefruit, so similar to the original, you've got grapefruit in there. Then you've got a lavender, I would say a real sort of clean lavender in there. And then you also have a woody accord.
It's a really gorgeous aromatic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very sophisticated. And for someone that's quite sporty as well. This would be perfect. Obviously, alluding to the champion.
Much like ourselves.
Just like yourself, Conan. Obviously,
Yes.
very sporty. But I think it's really gorgeous. It's a really lovely upgrade, to give it something just that little bit extra.
Well, this is it. The Eau de Toilette, amazing, and it's been a bestseller since 2013. It's done incredible. Where we have seen a trend that men do want a higher concentration. They want an eau de parfum. They want that more premium offering. So actually, Invictus Platinum fulfills that need in terms of stepping up to an eau de parfum. If you wanted to go really extreme and you want something really intense, you do have Invictus Platinum. Sorry, not Invictus Platinum, Invictus Victory.
Yeah.
So that is the most intense version. So you do have an extension if you want to go even further, but this is the new one launching today.
I think you're right. We've seen in the industry a real shift in that change in concentration for men's fragrances, haven't we? With the elixir for 1 million, and the eau de parfum and parfums coming through as well.
Yeah.
So tell me about Olympia as well.
Okay, so Olympia, if he's a god, he's an incredible sportsman. Of course, she's the goddess. She's half myth, half muse. She's very elegant, but very sensual. She glides, much like you when I've seen you on a dance floor, glides across the dance floor. She
Soon
is that,
followed by him.
Yeah, so this is the ultimate it really brings in that femininity into the fragrance. This was launched in 2015, so a couple of years after the original. Eau de parfum.
It's kind of enveloping. It's really gorgeous. It's kind of there's something really comforting about it as well.
Yeah.
Very modern.
Absolutely. So this is when you think about getting dressed up and you want to put that last bit of sort of something on your outfit, that invisible accessory. This is something that really does empower your whole outfit. That brings in that feminine side, brings in that sort of power, confidence as well.
Yeah, it's like putting almost like an invisible shawl on or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So the design, you've got this beautiful sort of circular bottle. You do have these laurel leaves that come up the side. So you can see them just here on either side. So really, really beautiful, gorgeous, gorgeous colour fragrance as well. So it is a floral, but it is an ambery. So it is a seductive side to a floral fragrance. You've got ginger lily flower in there, jasmine, so absolutely jasmine, delicate but powerful, and then a salted vanilla tone to the base.
That's really gorgeous. It's really lovely. And I know there's a few people in my family that absolutely love this fragrance.
Yeah.
Because it's got that amber quality, but it's still quite light.
Absolutely. So it's still an eau de parfum, still wearable, but it does have a power.
This looks gorgeous though.
So this is launching today. So launching in stores, online today. Really, really exciting. This is Olympia Solar. So Olympia Solar, again, an eau de parfum concentration, but it's our most intense version of the original. What you can see, obviously, the most noticeable thing, you can see the laurel leaves on the front. They're embossed, they're in gold. And it's meant to give you this impersonation of, a real sunny spot, being transported to a sunny moment that's really radiating, if you will. The way when I first smelled this and it was described to me, it was, when the clouds sort of separate on cloud air and the sun shines down.
Pretty much when you walk in a room.
It's usually how I feel. I light up the room. What can we say? What's your thoughts?
That's lovely. I mean, I really, really like the original, but it's got a brightness to it. It's really kind of, it's, as you say, it's very light, kind of radiant.
Yeah, very luminous, isn't it? So it hits you with
and
this
a little
brightness.
effervescent. It's almost got a little bit of a sparkle.
Yeah, absolutely. So what we have, again, floral main family, ambery scent, so a little less seductive, but got the brightness around it. You do have orange blossom, so that sparkliness that you're feeling. Orange blossom right at the beginning, opening out with brightness, real freshness of orange blossom. You then have a solar tiare flower. Tiare flower is part of the gardenia family that smells slightly different. It is obviously, in films with the Hawaiian, and they have that flower in.
Yes, that's what they put in the leis.
That's the one, so that's the flower.
Yeah.
And then you've also got ylang ylang. So interesting,
that's
sort
gorgeous.
of nice,
that's such a lovely combination.
Nice blend.
So Lisa says she thinks it's stunning. Susie, what else? What sizes does it come in?
Just look, we're both leaving.
Hello. Hi, Susie.
So for Invictus, we have the 200ml, the 100ml, and the 50ml. For the Olympia Solar, we have 80ml being the larger size, the 50ml, and then of course handbag friendly 30ml.
Lovely, amazing. And Lisa wants to sparkle. How can I try this new launch? Go into store. Go into store. Go into the perfume shop and see our lovely teams in there. Or you can buy it online and try it for yourself. So that's an amazing collection, Conan. Thank you so much. 2 exciting launches for today.
Yep.
So get out there and try those. And we're going to try a couple of others now, aren't we? You're going to talk to us about the next brand, which is Carolina Herrera. Can you tell us about this brand?
Yes. So this brand, absolutely lovely brand. You know, this brand has been growing from strength to strength over the last couple of years. And it's about sophistication and taste to all occasions. So that may be, I'm sure you would have seen the Met Gala recently.
Yes.
Filled your Instagram feed and everything like that. So a lot of dresses from Carolina Herrera were seen by the celebrities.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. So the brand is growing, the awareness is growing, and it's not just about wearing these beautiful gowns for the red carpet. It's about every day. It's about female empowerment, making sure that whatever you wear is empowering your day, how you're feeling, and of course, when we wear fragrance, that is also empowering. So really, really great brand. Mrs. Herrera obviously grew the brand. She was Venezuelan, she moved to New York. Currently, we have 2 creative directors. So one for fashion, his name's Wes Gordon. So he creates these beautiful red carpet dresses. And then we actually have Mrs. Herrera's daughter. So that is Carolina A. Herrera. And she is in charge of the beauty line and also our CH sort of fashion line as well.
Amazing. I always think it's so interesting. You see the brand names and we might not be familiar. So thank you for telling us the story.
That's all right.
Let's try the fragrance.
Absolutely. So let's start. I've just bought the Iconic first.
The Icon.
So I bought the Iconic because we are talking about icons today, and this is Good Girl. So we launched in the UK in 2018, and again it was at a time where, you know, we were ready to be disruptive and innovative, and this, you know, how many times do we have people coming in and going, oh, I want the shoe?
Honestly, we were talking about this earlier, and when I work in store, and you know, I'm serving customers and we're going through some customers actually interrupt you and they say, show her the shoe, show her the shoe, she'll love the shoe. Yeah,
and honestly, we love it because again, it is the awareness. We're known to be that fragrance in a high heel stiletto shoe, and the actual concept came around this. You know that famous saying, if you give a woman the right pair of heels, she'll conquer the world.
Yes, so and look at what you've done.
That reminiscing that, and this is the design. Absolutely beautiful. Again, there is no cap with this, so it's actually a built-in spray, which is incredible. But it is that high heel shoe and that gold stiletto that really sets it apart.
It's really gorgeous. I mean, so often you get some really beautiful fragrances, really beautiful bottles, and the fragrances, you kind of think, man, that's okay, that's nice.
Yeah.
It follows all the way through. It's absolutely gorgeous scent. What's in this, Conan?
So there is this blend between lightness and darkness, so really playing on that sort of duality of women, you know, of being sort of feminine but standing in your own truth, being that sort of juxtaposition. So what we have is jasmine sandback. And jasmine as an ingredient really links back to Mrs. Herrera. So when she grew up, there was jasmine all around her sort of house.
Amazing.
So jasmine's a key ingredient for our fragrances, and that's why it plays a very pivotal role in Good Girl. You do have tuberose, so that you probably get a little bit of creaminess in there as well. And then
they're quite opulent scents, aren't they? But you don't get overpowered by those, because sometimes I think with jasmine and tuberose, they can be very kind of deep and quite intense, but it's a really beautiful combination in this. Yeah,
absolutely. And then in the base you've got tonka bean, so we know that's a very addictive ingredient in fragrance.
Almost like an almondy, vanilla-ish kind of smell.
Sort of bringing in that desirability. Please don't say it. So this is our original 2018, as we said, really, really great. Iconic. People are coming in. Absolutely, everyone loves the shoes. That's where we want to be for sure.
But what's better than a good girl?
2 good girls.
A very good girl.
So we do have. So if we talk about sort of the latest, so we do have different interpretations. Our most recent interpretation of the original is Very Good Girl.
And it's so kind of you to create it in the TPS colours. So at the perfume shop, we are black and red, and look at how lovely is that for them to create one just for us. But it's not just with us.
I leave it there. So this is Very Good Girl. She is fearless and fabulous. So again, this is about sort of being really sort of modern, A beautiful interpretation, but just an iconic, lovely fragrance in this. So it is a fruity, floral fragrance.
And you get that fruitiness straight away, just a slightly, not too much.
No, so
because sometimes those fruity florals can be a little bit sweet.
Yeah, they can be sort of the sugary sweet,
exactly.
other than the sort of more creamy, complementary. So you got red currant, red berries, a nice mix of berries at the top. Then you've actually got rose, so a really beautiful rose in the heart, and it actually dries down to vetiver. So vetiver, we know typically is used in men's fragrance, so it's actually a nice link how they blend it between the two. And as you see, what's better than one sort of high heel? You can have obviously two.
But also vetiver helps as a fixative to other ingredients as well. So when you see it in a fragrance, it really helps the other ingredients actually work a lot better. So it, as Conan said, it helps with the longevity of it. So again, what we see from the Puig fragrances is the real quality ingredients that they use to help with the lifespan of it as well. So because it lasts so long, you don't have to use them much.
Yes, absolutely. I was just reading the comments from Lisa says, wow. Millie says, love Good Girl. Absolutely.
And Susie says, we need to introduce a male version of Good Girl.
Well, Susie, Lisa, sorry, not so, thank you. So we do actually have a male counterpart for this, and that actually sits. So every Good Girl has a bad boy. So I'm going to show two. So obviously we've got our iconic, which is our eau de toilette. And then recently, which you've actually had for the last 2 weeks, so it's doing incredibly well, is Bad Boy Cobalt, which is the eau de parfum. So it is that higher concentration that we talked about earlier.
So we'll smell the original first, yes?
Smell the original. So again, we launched Bad Boy in 2020. So it was sort of just before the lockdown. Incredible sort of start. And again, conceptually, as you'd imagine, because it's the counterpart for Good Girl, it has the same remnant. So very sort of all about that duality. A bad boy is about sort of, standing in your truth, knowing who you are, and letting the people around you celebrate that. So being ultra masculine, but being okay with showing your feminine side. All that sort of duality of the modern man.
It's gorgeous. It's really nice. Is there pepper in there? Yeah,
absolutely. So you do have it's meant to strike like lightning. So it's meant to have that impact. And again, similar to the Good Girl, you have the lightness and a darkness to it. So that lightness does come from things like pepper and bergamot. You've also got things like sage in there. And then so that's the brightness that really impacts you from the beginning. And then as you come into that darkness, that seductiveness, it brings in sort of cocoa, vanilla, those sort of tones, tonka bean into the base of the fragrance. Now we do have, obviously, iconic design. When you have a Good Girl high heel shoe, we needed something just as impactful. So this is where we've got a lightning bolt. A really, really striking, beautiful lightning bolt. Similar midnight blue to the Good Girl, but you've got that gold bar that it really sits on to sort of bring it out.
And then Cobalt. I actually haven't smelled this, Conan.
Maybe not. So Cobalt, actually, you have had the preview.
We've had the,
Yeah, so you've had it for 2 weeks, so it is relatively new out there. But as I said, this is the eau de parfum.
Ooh.
Yeah?
Ooh,
What's your thoughts?
I really like that.
It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really,
I think that's
really
my favourite of the day.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And you've got your cobalt blue.
I do have cobalt.
Well.
I planned it very well.
It's almost like you planned it.
Almost. So cobalt is, we're sort of changing the concept as well because, we originally did Bad Boy. It was about the sort of one bad boy walking through the street and how he was impacting sort of the world around him. Now what we're really focusing on sort of the bonds of brotherhood and sort of families can be those that you share everything with. So it doesn't have to be your biological family. It could be sort of someone that you share everything with, and it's about that relationship. And we all go through different times, and it's how your friendship and your bonds really support you. So that is our new campaign. The fragrance, absolutely lovely. So it's really electric. So you've got geranium. So when you've got geranium from the garden and you crunch it in your hand, you smell it, it's got that punch and that power behind it, but very complementary. So you've got geranium in there, you've got truffle oil, so really beautiful truffle as a heart, and then in the base of the fragrance you do have vetiver as well. So similar to Very Good Girl.
There's something that it's definitely got more of a punch though, for sure.
Yeah. So again, with an eau de parfum, you're expecting a little bit more intensity behind it. So that's what we've got with Bad Boy Cobalt in stores now. It is the latest launch. Now, what I would say, if someone is looking for possibly, they love Bad Boy, they love the design, but maybe you're not looking for fresh, maybe fresh isn't your type of scent, you can always try the Le Parfum.
Yes.
So Le Parfum is a version of the original Eau de Parfum concentration, but it takes the freshness out and gives you a different feeling.
Okay.
So if that's more what you're looking for, again, that's available to try.
Cool, amazing. So Lisa says the husband might have to buy me both to display on the shelf.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, Lisa. I think you deserve it. Conan, thank you so much. That's everything. We've gone through everything. So we've had some real iconic fragrances. We've seen some really great newness as well. And we look forward to seeing what else you're going to bring to us for the rest of the year, because obviously this is the quieter part of the year for us with the launches of fragrances, and everything starts to get really exciting around July time. So, let's have a look and see what else is going to be coming our way, and we'll hope to see you again and join us soon. So I'd just like to say thank you again so much. It's been lovely visiting you at your office and being part of the live today. Thank you. And we hope to see you very, very soon. And keep your eye out, and keep an eye out on Instagram as well to see when we'll be doing our next live. So thank you for joining us, and we'll see you soon, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.